Hello and welcome to Gradient's weekly roundup of key business and financial developments in Sri Lanka for the week ending 1st July 2022. I'm Nishani and here are the top stories for this week. Country grinds to a standstill as fuel is only available for essential services. Almost $80 million in aid from the US. China sends rice shipment. LP gas shipment to reach by 6th of July. 5 failed finance companies to be liquidated. We will also briefly look at other notable news that made it across to our news desk and wrap up with the capital markets update. In our main story this week, the Ministry of Power and Energy restricted fuel supplies only to essential services as anticipated oil shipments failed to reach Sri Lanka. Lack of dollars and downgrading of Bank of Ceylon's ratings resulted in foreign banks not willing to engage state banks, LCs, which has impacted supplies. According to Prime Minister's advisor Sagala Ratnayaka, a diesel shipment is due between the 11th and 15th of July and attempts are being made to source petrol by the 10th of July. Further, Minister of Power and Energy Kanchana Wijesekara is visiting Qatar for an oil and gas credit line and reaching out to the Russian ambassador for supplies. He also revealed plans to allow foreign companies to distribute fuel in the country, providing as many as 200 to 300 pumping stations. Meanwhile, retail prices of petrol 92 octane were increased by 50 rupees, whilst Lanka auto diesel rose 60 rupees. The Sri Lankan cabinet approved a proposal to obtain a grant of $57 million from the United States. The funds are to be used to strengthen the cooperation for democratic good governance and social integrity and to create a sustainable and economic development. Moreover, US President Joe Biden revealed $20 million of additional assistance to Sri Lanka. Funds are to feed children, provide food vouchers for pregnant and lactating women, and support farmers. Meanwhile, 1,000 metric tons of rice arrived from China, donated by its citizens. According to Sagal Ratnayaka, $90 million have been allocated to import 100,000 tons of LP gas. This is to be sufficient for 4 months and is funded by the World Bank and Litro. The first consignment of 33,000 tons is expected on the 6th of July. The central bank is to liquidate 5 finance companies who are deemed as not being viable. Central Investments and Finance Limited, ETI Finance Limited, TKS Finance Limited, the Finance Company PLC and the Standard Credit Finance Limited have had their licenses either cancelled or suspended. As per a report from the central bank, these finance companies are not viable and consist of several policy and legal implications which did not appear to be workable within the existing regulatory framework. In other news this week, as per the Export Development Board, Sri Lanka's merchandise exports in May were $980.2 million, up 9.9% from a year earlier. Apparel and textiles increased 30.1% to $482.7 million, offsetting declines in tea and rubber exports, which fell 14.2% and 15.9% respectively. Exports to the United States grew 25% to $266.4 million, and India exports were up 49.2%. Sri Lanka's gross domestic product contracted 1.6% year-on-year in the first quarter of 2022. Fertilizer hit agriculture sector declined 6.8%, whilst industrial sector fell 4.7%. The services sector grew only 0.7% year-over-year. Inflation in June, as measured by the Colombo Consumer Price Index, recorded its highest ever level of 54.6%, significantly up from 39.1% a month earlier. Food inflation increased a staggering 80.1% year-over-year, whilst prices of the non-food group grew 42.4%. And now let's take a look at the weekly movement of the all-share price index and the S&P SL 20 index at the Colombo Stock Exchange. At the weekly Treasury bill auction held on Wednesday, yields on all-term maturities fell, with the 91-day tenor declining the most, shedding 312 basis points from a week earlier. Of the 112 billion rupees worth of bids, 71 billion rupees were accepted. And here's how the rupee performed against the dollar this week. In other market news, Morgan Stanley Capital International introduced what is called a special treatment to Sri Lanka, given the country's current economic crisis and lack of foreign exchange liquidity. According to MSCI, this reduces the number of potential changes in the MSCI Sri Lanka indices. As a result, a reclassification of Sri Lanka's frontier market status to standalone market status is likely. And that's a wrap for this week. Follow us on LinkedIn and YouTube for more updates on business and financial developments in Sri Lanka. Until we see you again next week, thank you for watching. Stay safe.